We all know it's tough to keep up with everything going on, right? But some things, well, they really matter. And Social Security. That's up there for, what, like millions of Americans? I mean, it's a big deal, and things haven't been exactly quiet over at the Social Security Administration lately, have they? Some big changes, potential impacts. We're going to try and make sense of all that.
It's exactly where we're hitting today, yeah. We're focusing on how AARP, big advocate for folks 50 and over, how they're tackling these shifts coming from the SSA. We're pulling our info straight from recent AARP stuff, their announcements, concerns, the whole 9 yards.
Perfect. And look, whether you're getting benefits now, paying in with each paycheck, or just thinking about the future, this is for you. It's easy to get lost in the weeds, so we're aiming for clarity here. What exactly is AARP doing about these SSA changes? We'll break down their 5 main strategies so you can see the action happening.
Oh, good.
All right, first up, AARP playing defense against cuts to customer service. Now, this all started with, what was it, the 18th of March?
Yep, March 18th. That's when the SSA dropped this bombshell, saying they're ending over-the-phone verification for applications and all sorts of services. You'd have to go in person to a local office or do everything online.
Okay, so at first glance, maybe that sounds like a reasonable security thing, right? But then, just a week later, the 26th, to be exact, they kind of backpedal a bit, pushed the date to April 14th, added some exceptions, especially for folks applying for SSDI.
Yeah, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance.
Sure.
For those who might not know, it provides benefits to people who can't work because of a disability.
Right. Now, here's where AARP jumps in. Their reaction was, delay is good, but not nearly enough.
Exactly. They called it a good first step, but definitely not enough.
Nancy Lemon, AARP's big gun on advocacy, she was pretty blunt, saying SSA needs to slow down, get public input, have a real plan, give people time. She even said impractical fast track, which kind of tells you how AARP felt about the rush.
Makes sense. And if we step back a bit, remember, AARP had already sent a letter to the SSA acting commissioner way before this delay happened, expressing strong opposition to the whole thing.
Oh, that's right. They were on it from the get-go.
Yeah, Lamont's point was, think about how many people would suddenly have to jump through hoops to prove who they are, just to access stuff they need. It's not just the hassle, it's the potential for longer waits, especially for people in rural areas who might have to travel miles to get this paperwork done.
You're talking about fairness. Like, sure, online's great for some, but not everyone has easy access or the know-how, right?
Big time. And it's not just about being efficient. It's about making sure everyone can actually get the help they need, no matter where they live or how tech-savvy they are.
So, bottom line, the delay bought some time, but AARP's pushing for a major rethink of this whole customer service change.
Makes sense.
Now, they're not just talking to the SSA, they're taking it up the ladder. Second strategy, Capitol Hill.
Yep, straight to Congress. On March 24th, they fired off letters to 2 big committees, the U.S. Senate Finance Committee and the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee. These guys basically call the shots on Social Security.
Okay, so what were they telling these lawmakers? What's the message?
Simple. Step in. Use your power. Hold hearings. Don't let these changes hurt the millions of folks relying on Social Security, seniors, people with disabilities, the whole lot.
That's a big play. What's the thinking there? I mean, why go to Congress when they're already talking to the SSA?
It's about leverage. By going to Congress, AARP's bringing in the big guns, the folks who can actually change the law or at least force the SSA to explain themselves. Puts a lot more pressure on the situation.
Makes sense. Plus, AARP's got a lot of members, right? That's got to be their third strategy, getting those folks involved.
You've got it. Mobilize the members, get the public on board. Back on March 3rd, they launched this big call to action, making it super easy for people to contact their representatives in Congress about these Social Security worries.
Did they say how many people actually responded? I feel like I saw a number, and it wasn't small.
Oh, yeah. By March 24th, just a few weeks in, they had over 1 million messages sent to Congress.
1 million. Wow.
Yeah, that's serious. It's a clear sign that people care about this, that they want Social Security to work for them.
No kidding. That many messages. Lawmakers are going to take notice. It tells them this isn't some small niche issue. All right, so we got customer service, Congress, and mobilizing the troops. What's AARP's fourth play?
Number 4 is all about making sure the SSA can actually do its job, that it has the resources to help people. And this ties in with another announcement from back in February, the 27th, I believe.
Rings a bell. Something about staff cuts, maybe closing offices.
You got it. The SSA is planning to shrink its workforce by 12%. That's a big chunk, going from 57,000 employees to 50,000. Plus, fewer field offices.
See, that's where the alarm bells start going off. AARP is pointing out that the SSA is already stretched thin. We've all heard the stories. Long waits on the helpline, delays with disability decisions.
It's bad enough as it is, right?
Exactly. So AARP's reaction was basically, hold up, how's this going to work? Le Monde put out a statement saying they've been pushing for better customer service for years, and now the SSA is cutting staff. Doesn't add up.
Not really, no.
It all boils down to people needing clear, accurate answers about their benefits, and they need them promptly. It's not just a nice to have, it's their financial security, their livelihood.
Right. And AARP is straight up asking the SSA, how are you going to improve service with fewer people? How can you guarantee trained folks are available on the phone when there are less of them?
It's the million-dollar question, right? You can't cut back and improve at the same time unless you've got a seriously good plan. Sounds like AARP's holding their feet to the fire on that one. Okay, last strategy number 5. Going straight to the top right.
Exactly. Direct communication with the folks making the decisions. This goes beyond the official letters and statements. It's about really getting in there and figuring out what's going on. Back in February, same time as the staff cuts, and when the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, started working with the SSA, AARP got flooded with concerns from their members. Thousands of them.
What were they worried about?
Practical stuff like, will my payments get delayed? Will I be stuck waiting even longer for help? Is my personal information safe? You know, the things that keep you up at night when you're depending on these benefits.
Makes sense. So what did AARP do?
They took those concerns right to the SSA in a letter. Bill Sweeney, their senior VP for Government Affairs, was pretty clear. We need to keep talking, be transparent, reassure people that their benefits, their data, their rights, the services they need, it's all protected.
Did the SSA respond?
They did. Acting Commissioner replied on March 4th, said they're committed to better service even with the cuts.
Well, that's something at least.
It's a start, but AARP is not letting up. They're going to keep watching closely, make sure those promises actually happen, and that their members aren't left hanging.
Good, because actions speak louder than words, right? AARP saying this dialogue, this transparency, it's vital. It's about maintaining trust in the whole system. And this isn't a new fight for them, is it?
Oh, not at all. AARP has been fighting for Social Security for, over 65 years? They've fought against cuts to cost of living adjustments. They've battled privatization attempts. They even made sure that Social Security beneficiaries got their stimulus payments without a ton of red tape.
So all this stuff with the SSA changes, it's just the latest chapter in a long story.
Exactly. And a big part of their focus right now is making sure the SSA has the money and resources to actually do its job to provide the services people need when they need them. They've been urging Congress to give the SSA proper funding so it can handle the growing number of people depending on it.
It's about making sure the system works, basically. Okay, so let's sum up our deep dive here. AARP has got a 5-pronged approach to these SSA changes. Fighting cuts to customer service, going straight to Congress, rallying their members, making sure the SSA can actually do its job, and taking concerns directly to the top brass.
Exactly. And for our listeners out there who want to dig deeper, maybe even get involved, AARP's got a ton of resources.
Yeah.
Check out their Social Security webpage, their Navigating Social Security Hub, even their Social Security calculator. It's all there to help you understand how these changes might affect you.
Yeah, information is power, and AARP is giving you the tools to be informed. And here's something to chew on as we wrap up. With all these changes happening and so many people relying on Social Security, what's our responsibility as citizens? How do we make sure these programs work, not just for us, but for future generations, too? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you next time.